everybody. It is what? It is December 6, 2013's weekly wrap-up. And I've got more to talk about in relationship to the harmony course, but at least we're now getting into really holding on to one of the intervals while the other intervals are being played around you. Really starting to bring you into getting the experience of holding your part and hearing the other notes. So I believe we're on what? Step 12 or 13, somewhere in there. I think step 13 where you're holding the third now, which was the last one we just worked on. So there it is. That's what we did in this week's lessons. So besides doing the wrap-up, I had spoke of the fact that one of our students online, John, is working on his vibrato, and he's been in the vibrato course, and he's doing things, a few suggestions last week, and I want to continue on working with that whole concept now and sort of look in some other directions and explain to you some things that could be causing your problems still. Now, I do explain this in the vibrato course, saying that, hey, try step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to see if you can use some of those as an easy in to sort of kickstart your neuromuscular system to get you to feel what it feels like. But then I say, and I'm going to get into this today, then I say, if you still don't have vibrato, and I have, of course, run into this problem many times with students who are trying to work with it, because the underridden problem isn't about the things that I'm giving you in the vibrato course, but the possibility that we have to troubleshoot some other thing that's going on. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little bit of that. We're going to troubleshoot a little bit of what the problem may be. Now I'm going to get into this. I'm going to say one is that you need to really make sure that you have a very consistent breath. That's not just the air going in, but the air coming out, and I'll address that in a moment. The other is to make sure that you don't have tensions in the throats. Well, you might say, well, yeah, I think I do have a tense throat, so what do I do about it? Well, I'm going to give you some little funny, weird things to do. It's going to look very unattractive here in a second, because I'm going to tell you that one of the problems, if you have too much tension in the back of your tongue. So if you have a bunch of stress or tension in the back of the tongue, you might want to take it out, and just like stretching to take the tension out, when we go like this and we stretch, as stupid as this sounds, here it comes, stretch your tongue, stick your tongue out, like, not very attractive, but stick your tongue out and stretch it, like, and back in again. I'm not going to do that a lot of times on video, because here we are on YouTube, right, and I'm doing that. But you get the idea. Sort of stick the tongue out, hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, bring it back in, massage your neck a little bit, even here. And I know this might seem, are you kidding me? This is not going to help. But sometimes it does. Same thing, massage, that point in your shoulders back here where everybody's always going, oh man. To try to get the tension out. Everything just to feel a little bit looser. And also yawning is another way to sort of take the tension out. Yawning is contagious if we just go. When we yawn, we're actually dropping the larynx, opening the throat up very wide for the ability to bring more oxygen into our system, because yawning is all about oxygenating your blood system. But then again, it's also stretching all of the material and what it is that we need to stretch here in relationship to singing. So a little bit of yawning, a little bit of sticking out your tongue, a little bit of moving your neck around, just to try to take any secondary tension that might be going on away. Also talking about ways of getting tension out, one discipline sort of falls into another discipline. What I mean by that is I have been a vocalist and a musician all of my life. The other passion besides family has been the martial arts. I'm not going to get all heavy duty into that, but I've studied a lot and lots of different disciplines within the martial arts, and many of the things that I've done in the martial arts to take tension out of my body, to make myself more flexible, falls right in line to becoming a better singer. Also, there is a discipline called Qigong. Qigong is breathing exercises that you use for various different reasons to strengthen your body, to hit things harder or to be hit and not hurt yourself. And also just straight out just developing your body for more health. And talking a little bit more about the Qigong stuff, there are actually 36 different methods of breathing in the Qigong style of building your body up for various different reasons, health being very important. And the very first breathing exercise that you have to learn in that discipline is called natural breathing. And it's a good one if we allow this to go a little bit more than what natural breathing is and let it fill up to the top. And I'll show you what I mean. I always like to explain to everybody when I'm talking about breathing that air goes into you like water into a glass. It goes to the bottom of the glass, fills from the bottom to the top. Not from the top to the bottom, but from the bottom to the top. I want you to think of that. Put your hands on your waist. Take a breath. Think low. Get expansion. And then allow the air to come up into the chest so you even feel your intercostals, the muscle, the tendons and muscles here on the side of your rib cage to expand a little bit. So again, through the magic of video, I'm in a different place in the studio here. I thought I'd stand up and talk about the breathing this way. So what I'm saying is, to get a nice flow here, put your hands on your waist, take a low breath and fill up low like I talked about. Fill up that glass of water in the bottom like this. And so the waist is starting to expand this way. And then allow the air to continue on up into your chest, just so you start with the feeling of a low breath. Fill up and come. And you don't have to overfill yourself, but just get a good constant flow of air. And get this going in a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so forth, so on. Now I'm inhaling, I'm going. And then I'm going to exhale the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the idea here is to start to feel that you are taking in the air, that you've got a nice little flow going, constant and consistent, and then you let the air out again. That's the start, but you don't want to just have a consistent airflow. You want to actually start to make a sound here. Don't push too much air on the cord. Find a nice comfortable note wherever it's comfortable in your range. Take the breath and just go. And let that air come out consistently. So now you're practicing taking in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, letting it come out. That just means I obviously can't count when I'm doing that. And so we're looking for a nice relaxed flow of air. This is balanced, like I keep on saying. No muscle tension underneath here. Now I purposely have been keeping my vibrato out because I know that's your problem. And so I'm singing straight, but now we can start to think a little bit more about how to get that consistency going and that neuromuscular system kicking in for vibrato. It might just work at the very end. Again, if it doesn't, not to worry. Anyway, I just wanted to stand here so you could kind of see my body do what I'm talking about. And again, through the magic of video, we're going to go back to my keyboard right now. And bam, here we are. How cool would it be if we could really do that, huh? Anyway, so you're getting this idea of taking in the air, getting a consistent breath, and you really want to sort of build that breath up, meaning increase the number, like taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you can, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in, 6 out, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you start to get it up to maybe even 10, and you can do that. But now let's take a note and do the same thing. Take in the breath, maybe for 4 seconds, let's say, and then out for 4 seconds. But easy, without any tension on the throat. Take in the breath again. for 5, out for 5. Now if you start to say, hey, I'm feeling, maybe I'm tensing up. Maybe you're even tensing up because you're worried about this. Let's go back to that, taking the tension, and the disgusting thing of taking the tension out of the tongue. Stick your tongue out and go, ah. I know. What can I say? Just to open up, take that tension away, then take the breath again. Maybe try 4, 5, 6. I'm purposely bringing my vibrato in, but that may start to happen for you. Take the tension out, let the air sustain, build up. That's another good way to be working on vibrato, working on long tones without a lot of stress or pushing of the air pressure, like I'm always saying, on a comfortable note, lower in your range so you're not fighting with the tension that may come from trying to sing through your mix, for example. So this should probably be down in your chest or wherever you feel comfortable. So yeah, sticking your tongue out and going ah and dropping, pulling it forward is stretching everything in here way to the base of the tongue down towards the voice box. And so that's a way of doing it. I said yawning is another way of doing it. Now there is a very famous vocal instructor who has long since passed away named William Vennard. And his claim to fame on teaching people and straightening out all kinds of things was what was known as the yawn sigh exercise. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to take a breath. And sort of sigh down, kind of like our sirens where we go, but it's for a different purpose, and it opens the throat up in a different way. So we're opening up the throat to get a nice open throat, and we're still using the yawn sigh, like, Now when you come down, first with the actual yawn, or the beginning of a yawn, you're really opening up your throat. But then yawn again with keeping the larynx balanced and all of this relaxed so you're not going dropping the jaw way low. You can do that a couple times for the stretch, and then come back in for the real exercise and think, Now when I go down, don't make it too big. That's going to be wrong. Purposely start to get a little lighter. My throat's balanced. My vocal cords have caught. And as I'm getting lower down into the descending major scale there, see I'm getting more gentle. And sometimes you can feel the vibrato coming in that way because it's just getting a balance of your air pressure and good technique. Nice and easy. Now doing the and again I'm just singing, I'm taking a major scale and going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 from the fifth down to the root in the major scale. That's all I'm doing for the actual exercise. And not going too high. You can try one other this week that I want you to work on and that's an ooh, because an ooh is more narrow. So we're going to go ooh, and the same thing, ooh. Get more gentle at the end. Ooh. And I want you to get gentle at the end because I don't want to think that maybe what you'll do is go ooh and start to push, and again you'll just create tension in your throat. So I'm really looking for this real sort of glassy, smooth ooh. The idea of feeling everything relax. Ooh. That didn't come out too good, huh? Let me try that again. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe it'll come out on the last note. Ooh. These are little troubleshooting things that I do with the students when I have them right here in the studio and we're working on it. So that's what I'm doing with you, John. I'm just working with you as if I had you in here, and I would try these things and listen to what the result and the cause and effect would be. I've got more for you. Like I said, I'm in no hurry to wrap this up until we get the result that we're looking for. So just a couple more exercises. Again, I can't do everything on a weekly wrap-up, but I can do a little bit. Now, if you're seeing this on YouTube, hey, welcome to the studio. You're just hanging out with me and John today. And of course, if you're on the website, really for everybody, here we are at the studio working on a technique, a little bit of a fly on the wall kind of a concept in a way. And I will be doing those in the future. I'm still working on the harmony course, haven't finished the advanced voice course. Until I do, I've been staying away from creating too many video projects for myself all at the same time. So with that said, that is the wrap up for today. John, I will talk to you as well on the forum, and we'll see how things are going. So see you next time.